Welcome to this podcast episode on quick games to play in the classroom from your therapysource.com. When it comes to keeping students engaged in the classroom, teachers are always looking for new ideas. Here are some quick, fun classroom games that you can easily play with your students. They're great for when you have a few minutes of downtime, or if you need to wrap up class early. With a little bit of creativity, you can make these activities fit any topic or subject. So get your students excited about learning with these awesome quick games to play in the classroom. Quick games are a great way to keep students engaged in the classroom. They're also a fun way to review material or introduce new concepts. When used effectively, quick games can be a powerful tool for teaching and learning. There are many other benefits to playing quick games in the classroom. Quick games also act as a hook to draw students into learning, help students practice teamwork, are a fun way to learn, cut down on negative behaviors that appear when students are bored, enhance problem-solving skills, increase student engagement. The most effective use of quick games is when they are used as a supplement to your lesson plans. They should not be the only activity in your classroom. Quick games are best used when you have a few minutes of downtime, or if you need to wrap up class early. Here are some ideas of how you can use quick games in your classroom: as a review before a test or quiz, to briefly introduce new topics, as a fun way to end class, to fill up extra time, as a reward for good behavior, a break from difficult or monotonous material. Students sometimes experience feelings of being overwhelmed or stressed. When this happens, quick brain break games are the perfect way to help them refocus and recharge. These activities are also a great way to get students up and moving after sitting for a long period of time. Quick brain break games can be as simple as Simon Says or dancing to a favorite song. Here are some more ideas for quick brain break games to play in the classroom. Yoga. There are many yoga poses that can be done in a small space and don't require any equipment. YouTube has some great videos for kids that you can play in your classroom. Silent ball. Students throw a ball around to each other. If anyone talks, they are out. The last person remaining is the winner. Scavenger hunt. Hide objects around the room and have students search for them. Want to make it even easier? Find objects from all the colors of the rainbow or objects that start with the letters A to Z. I spy. One student looks around the room and chooses an object. The other students then have to guess what it is. Giant yarn knot. Take a ball of yarn and throw it to everyone in the circle. Then try to untangle the knot. Would you rather? Ask students would they rather questions and have them explain their answer. Categories. Think of a category and each student has to think of something from the category. For example, the category is ocean animals and students name sharks, dolphins, jellyfish, etc. 2 truths and a lie. Students take turns telling 2 truths and 1 lie about themselves. The other students then have to guess which is the lie. Beach ball volley. How many times can you keep a beach ball up in the air as a class? You cannot hit it twice and you cannot get out of your chair. You could try it with 2 balance instead. Switcheroo. All the students sit in the seats. Call out directions such as, if you are wearing green, switch seats with the person in front of you, or, if you have the letter K in your name, switch seats with the person on your left. If you need more ideas, search for Switcheroo at your therapysource.com for a free printable. Getting students excited about reviewing material can be a challenge. Quick review games are a great way to revisit topics in a fun and engaging way. These activities will help pique students' interest and get them to recall what they have learned. Game show. Divide the class into teams and give them a list of questions to answer. The first team to answer the most questions correctly wins. Jeopardy. Create a Jeopardy-style game with different topics and categories. This is a great way to review for a test or quiz. Kahoot. Similar to Jeopardy, except the quiz questions are all on the computer screen. Students have to try and answer the questions as fast as possible. Guess the word. This classic game can be used to review vocabulary words or spelling words. Guess a letter. If it is in the mystery word, write the letter down. If it is not in the word, draw a body part. If you draw a head, eyes, nose, mouth, body, arms and legs before they guess the word, the class loses. Pictionary. Have students draw clues for their teammates to guess. This is a great way to review vocabulary words or concepts. Flashcards. Quickly go through a stack of flashcards with the class. This is a great way to review vocabulary words or math facts. Games to play to introduce new concepts. When you need a way to introduce new concepts in a fun and engaging way, consider playing a quick game. These activities will help get students excited about learning something new. Word ladder. Choose a word and have students come up with a new word that is related to it. Then, have the next student come up with a word that is related to the new word, and so on. Concept mapping. Divide the class into 2 teams. Write a concept or word in the middle of the board and have students come up with words or ideas that are related to it. Compare the lists. The team with the most unique answers is the winner. 20 questions. Choose an object and have students ask you yes or no questions to try to guess what it is. Getting students up and moving is beneficial to them, but often they don't want to do it. Turn physical activities into a fun game with some of these quick activities. Charades. One student acts out a word or phrase in front of the class while the other students try to guess what it is. Hula hoop relay. Divide the class into teams and have them race to see who can hula hoop the longest. Musical chairs. Play music and have students walk around the chairs. When the music stops, they must sit down in a chair. The student without a chair is out. You could also have review material in each chair. When the music stops, the kids can answer a question that is in the chair. Red light, green light. Students walk or run around the room when you say green light. When you say red light, they must stop. If they don't stop, they are out. Duck, duck, goose. One student walks around the room tapping other students on the head while saying duck. When they choose someone, they tap them on the head and say a goose. That person then gets up and tries to catch the first student. If they do, they become the next goose. If not, they are out. Freeze dance. Play music and have students dance. When the music stops, they must freeze in place. The last person to freeze is out. Many students could use an extra boost when it comes to reading, writing, and words. Help them strengthen these skills with some quick games in the classroom. Word association. Call out a word and have students come up with a word that is related to it. Alphabetical order. Choose a topic and have students list items in alphabetical order on a whiteboard or paper. Rhyming words. Choose a random word from the dictionary and have students come up with words that rhyme with it. Academic subjects, like math, are sometimes discouraging to students as they are learning difficult concepts. Fun classroom activities can be an excellent way to quickly refresh students' math skills. Here are a few ideas. Number order. Hand out a series of numbers on index cards or small pieces of paper. On Go, the students have to put them in order from least to greatest or vice versa. Everyone trade numbers, walk around the room and on Go reorder the numbers again. Greatest/least. Choose a topic and have students come up with the greatest and least examples of it. Even/odd. Line up the students in the back of the classroom or outside. Call out a series of numbers and have students identify which are even and which are odd. If it is an even number, take a giant step forward. If it is an odd number, take a baby step forward. How many numbers will you have to call to get the class to the front of the room? Fractions. Call out a series of fractions and have students identify which is greater or lesser. If it is greater, stand up tall. If it is lesser, squat down low. If students are shy or hesitant to get to know their peers, why not play some games to break the ice? Here are some quick games to help kids develop their social skills. Telephone. One student whispers a message to the person next to them. The message is then passed down the line until it reaches the last person. The last person then says aloud what they think the message was. Simon says. One student is it and gives commands to the other students. The students can only do the commands if they start with Simon says. Social Red Rover. Divide the group up into 2 teams. Place one team on one side of the room and one team on the other side of the room. Just like Red Rover, the teams call friends over, i.e. Red Rover. Red Rover, send John right over. John then walks, hops, jumps, crawls, or runs over to the other team. Instead of trying to break through the other team's line, create an activity that John must perform. Try high fives to each player, shaking hands with each player, or hugs to each player. You can change up the games into a getting to know you activity. Ask questions such as, if you are the oldest child in your family, come on over for Social Red Rover, or Simon says. If your favorite color is pink, do jumping jacks. Quick games are a great way to build classroom community and get to know your students. These activities will help students get to know each other and feel comfortable in the classroom. Human knot. Have students stand in a circle and grab the hand of someone who is not next to them. The object of the game is to try to untangle the knot without letting go of each other's hands. Marshmallow towers. Divide the class into groups and give each group a bag of marshmallows and some toothpicks. The goal is to build the tallest tower possible with your team members. Cooperative drawing. Someone starts a squiggle on a page and then passes it to the next person. Continue around the classroom until everyone has added to the drawing. Playing quick games with your students is a great way to help them learn and have fun at the same time. These games are also helpful for developing literacy skills, math skills, and social skills. So why not try out a few of these games in your classroom today? Visit yourtherapysource.com for more fun activity ideas to keep your students engaged.